Howard, he takes care of the rhinos. He ensures that the rhinos are safe within their habitat. And he is really a great leader that we can follow his footsteps.
Jesayas, tracking rhino today with you and the team, we saw lots of signs. We saw the footprints, feeding signs, we saw the markings, at the dung mittens. But this is something very special. Not a lot of people see this. The sheen over here, this is what you call the rhino rubbing rock, right? So from my understanding, it's a scratching post for rhino. Normally they prefer specific height of rock. So some of the observations have been rhinos rubbing the horn against the rock. We don't know if it's for sharpening. And then normally it's also a specific height where they can step over it. Rubbing the inside of the armpits, between the back legs. Normally that's where the ticks are or the parasites. And then, over generations of use, you get that little lovely sheen called the rhino rubbing rock. So this is something you don't see very commonly, right? When you're tracking, very rare to see this type of rubbing rock. How's the relationship between you and Hans, affectionately known as Owaits to you? So how is your relationship and how is that empowering you to reach the next level, becoming the Rhino King?
Before I came to know him, I have heard about good things about him. That he's a rhino specialist, that he knows more about rhinos. And then when I first came here, I went out with him on the first day, and he impressed me.
Yeah.
I was so amazed to see him finding the rhinos. He's a good teacher. He's even slow when we're on tracking.
Yeah.
He's very slow.
Yeah.
And he's having a teachable spirit.
Yeah.
And then it's very hard for me to forget about him.
Yeah.
And I always think about one day if he grows up.
Yeah.
I want to take over that ownership.
Yes.
For me to take his position. That's my aim.
Ja. Hans, dankie vir die oggend. Dat het gelyk soos 'n harde oggend. Ons het vroegmôre begin voor die son. So ek het net 'n paar vrae vir jou. So in die oggend toe ons uitgegaan het, die spoor wat jy gekry het, hoekom het jy daai spesifieke spoor gevat en nie 'n ander spoor nie?
Ons het ons spoor wat ons eerst gekry toe ons hier
Oké. Maar hoe het jy gesien? Dat is vars.
Ik ken die sporen.
Oké. Okay. So basically when he goes out, he also has a memory of previous tracks from previous days. So those are ones that he can rule out quite easily. And then the fresh ones, he can see the details in the tracks. And he knows which tracks are from that morning. So basically, if he would take the wrong tracks, maybe from the previous day, he'll never catch up to that specific rhino he's tracking. So he can age the track down to the last few hours when the rhinos passed. So hoe lank het julle vanmôre die renoster gespoor wat
ons het
gekry het?
Ons het die spoor tyd, miskien 7 uur.
Ja.
Of 8 uur.
Voor 8.
Ja, miskien 15 uur.
Ja. Maar hoe lang het julle op hom gestap voor julle die renoster gesien?
Dat het misschien 4 gehad, 4,5.
Okay. So from picking up the tracks, took about an hour and a half of trekking through this mountainous rocky terrain to catch up with the rhino. Doet julle die renoster gesien het? Wat was hy besig om te doen? Was hy rustig?
Hy het net daar rondgebly. Toe hoor die sound daar, toe bietjie uitgegaan.
Ja.
Ja,
Maar was dit die geluide van die kar of van die mense?
en misschien onze gelijk.
Okay, van die
Hy hoor ons bietjie ver.
yeah. So when the team finally caught up with the rhino tracking, even though the rhino was very far away, he could still pick up their footsteps, but it was far enough kind of just for him to become aware, but still very relaxed, just like we saw when we were in the sighting. Hans, ek kom al hier 'n paar jaar, so ek ken jou al van die begin af, maar hoe lank werk jy nou vir die Huab Conservancy as 'n Rhino Ranger?
Ja, van Conservancy af het ek by Unlimited gekom. Unlimited het gehad.
Ja, as a Rhino Ranger.
As haar hier in hier.
Maar van Game Guard, Rhino Ranger
Ja,
tot nou, hoeveel jare is dit wat jy in die bos is?
my werkjare is as ek sê 23 jaar.
Sure. So from being a game guard to being a Rhino Ranger for the Conservancy to being a Rhino Ranger in joint partnership with the Conservancy and Ultimate Safaris, it's been altogether 23 years that Hans has been spending looking after the wildlife, and then for the last year specifically looking after the rhino of the Huab Conservancy. So hoe voel jy as jy nog
Ek sal nog 3 jare nog vorentoe stap.
yeah.
Ja.
So for the future, he's going to push it forward still. So he still has the passion, still has the drive to go out every day while everybody's sleeping before the sunrise. He's out there looking after the rhino.